Hello everyone and welcome back to IELTS with Ms Hong Kieu. Lacking idea is one of the common problems among students in IELTS speaking, especially when it comes to difficult topics such as language. I've myself got a master's degree in linguistics, and today I will share with you how to talk about language in IELTS speaking. If you have missed the first part of this video, you can check in the link below. And today in the second part, I will talk about language acquisition for children and language and culture. The next topic to discuss is about language acquisition in children. Why we bring up this topic? Because it is generally believed that children are better at learning languages than adults. And why is that so? And there are some people who support the learning of multiple languages at the young age, while others are against it. So let's dig into it. It is believed that children are linguistically gifted, so they can acquire a language easily. And multilingual children show higher cognitive flexibility than monolingual ones. Well, as I have briefly explained to you before, the benefits of speaking many languages on the development of the brain. Imagine what if it happens earlier at the early stage as a baby, then the person or the bilingual person will grow up being more flexible in thinking than others. The third point is, it's scientifically proven that it's nearly impossible for a person to achieve native-like fluency after puberty. Well, that is something interesting that I have learned when I study linguistics, is that after people have passed the puberty period, around 15 or 16, it's nearly impossible that you can reach a mastery level or being completely fluent in a language, because somehow the ability of acquiring a language just decreases over time. And as people reach adulthood, it's getting more difficult to acquire language. Now, saying that it doesn't mean that adults shouldn't learn a language, but what I meant is you can be excellent at the language, but it's just very hard to reach native-like proficiency. Now, of course, there are some people who are against the idea of learning multiple languages at the early age. Some can be. Learning many languages at the early stage can cause confusion and hinder children's linguistic development, which means that if children are taught too many languages at the same time, they may get confused, especially at the early stage when they cannot even speak their mother tongue yet. There's a point that go against the points that I mentioned earlier about puberty, is that given the same amount of exposure, an average adult can achieve the same language proficiency as a child. So not to demotivate you in your language learning journey, some people believe that adulthood, an average adult cannot achieve fluency, native-like fluency, but some still believe that we can. Yeah. The final point is about language and culture. Language and cultures are intertwined. Language is ingrained in culture, which means that you cannot learn language and culture separately. Once you learn the language, you will subconsciously absorb the culture of the country that speaks the language. The second point is, language learners must take into account culture factor in order to reach mastery level of any language, which means that if you want to be excellent, you want to be really good at a language, it's impossible not to take into consideration the factor of culture, which in other words, you cannot be fluent at the language and don't know anything about the culture of the country that speaks the language. And the final thing, language represents an unique worldview. customs and tradition. So, if a language is lost, it also leads to the extinction of that specific culture or worldview. That touches upon the topic of the extinction of minority languages and why we need to protect them. Because once a language is lost, the unique worldview that comes together with that language is lost also, and is the major loss to the world's cultural diversity. Are you tired? I know it's a lot to take, and it's like trying to jam everything that I know about language in just a few-minute video. I hope that it has been helpful for you and you have got something out of it. If you want me to do more videos relating to language like this, feel free to leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more IELTS related content. Thank you very much and see you!